Hey guys, Miss Lindley here. I am now going to be going over page 26. I am not going to give you all the answers. You need to do some of this for yourself. So understand that. Do not ask for extra help after watching this video. I will give you the help that you need, and you actually need to be working on this for yourself. All right, this is page 26. What does a wet rabbit need? If a movie is selling for $20 and the local city charges 8% sales tax, how much tax will be charged? Sales tax gets added on. You need to make sure that you know that. So, because it's added on, I would add a plus sign or write a plus sign on here so you know that it's something that you're adding on after you multiply it. Something that you need to know. You are going to see a movie, it costs $20, but you have to pay an 8% tip. Something I would do is, you're going to have to pay 100%. So you're going to have to pay a $20. Well, 100% plus an 8% sales tax. That would be 100%. 100% plus 8 would give you 108%. You need to change that to a decimal. In order to change a decimal into a percent, you have to move the decimal 2 places to the left. So if you have 108 as a percent, the decimal starts here and you move it over twice. All right, so that's 108%. You then need to show that the whole, you have x equals $20, or you can do the percent first. 1.08, because you're paying 108% times, and you need to write what it equals, find it on the bottom, and put that e into the bottom. Do you understand? Also, up here, I will write in a text box, our equation, don't forget, is part equals percent times whole. I'll make that a little bit bigger. There we go. And let's make it a different color. Just remember that. A credit card company charges businesses a 1.5% fee per transaction. I'm going to highlight that. That's in a percent. If a customer pays for an $8 item, what fee will the credit card company charge? So for this, you're going to want to make sure that looks like a decimal, but it's actually a percent, and you have to move the decimal over 2 places. If you have an empty placeholder, you're going to put a 0 in, and you're going to, again, x equals, and then you have to do the percent times the whole. Again, I highlighted those 2 items. You have to make sure to change this percent into a decimal, which I kind of just did for you, 0.015. That's what you should have there, and you're timesing it by 8. The next one, letter R, the Baxter family's dinner bill comes out to $25.50. If they want to give a 15% tip, how much would that tip be? Remember, you're paying for 100% of your dinner. You're paying $25.50. That's 100% of the bill. If you're going to pay an extra if you're going to pay an extra 15%, we're going to add, and I'll do it over here, we're going to add 100 of that percent that we're going to do, and we're going to add 100 plus 15. And when we do that, I'll make this a little bit smaller or move it down a little bit. When we add 100 plus 100 plus 15, you get 115, and that's percent. So you are going to have to change that once again. You're going to have to change that into a decimal because it's in a percent. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to move the decimal place from the back. You're going to move it 2 places over, and you're going to put that decimal there. And then you're going to multiply that 2550 times 1.15. And then you're going to figure out, well, that will actually give you, that will give you the whole entire bill when you do that. If you only want to figure out the tip, all you have to do is times that by 15% as a decimal. So you're going to move that over to 0.15, and you're going to multiply those two numbers. All right. If you do it this way, this is going to give you the whole entire bill, which it looks like, as I read the question again, they just want to know how much the tip is going to be. All right. Down here, it says for Y, Martha is paid a 3% commission on every sale she makes. What would she earn on a $125 sale? So they just want to know how much her commission is going to be. So once again, that 3%, you're going to move the decimal place 2 places to the left, put in that 0, don't forget the decimal, and then you're going to times it by 125. That, once again, is going to give you your answer, which you'll find on the bottom, and you'll stick in a Y. The next problem says Jim's cell phone bill of $55 is overdue, and he is being charged a 2% late fee. How much total? That's super important because this is what I was trying to do on the restaurant one. This one does want to know the total bill. So this is where we can say, okay, 100% of the bill is $55. We actually need to pay 100 plus 2%. If we are doing 100 plus 2%, we are getting 100 plus 2% equals 102%. From there, we need to change that 102% to a decimal. We can do that by moving our decimal 2 places to the left. So we get 1.02, and we are then timesing it by the total bill. That will give us how much Jim actually owes altogether. All right. For E, a couple's dinner bill comes out to $42.35, including an 18% tip. What is the total cost of their dinner? So again, this is the one I tried to do before. Here's their dinner bill, $42.35. Here's how much tip. Well, 100% of the bill is $42.35. So again, I'm not paying just 100% of the bill. I'm paying 100% plus another 18%, which will give me 118%. I need to change that to a decimal. So I come over here, I move it 2 places to the left, I get 1.18, and I times that by my total bill, and I will get the total cost of my dinner, including the tip. All right, for H, Clark pays his employees a 2.5% commission. He looks over the sales totals and he sees they sold $850 worth of merchandise. How much commission will he have to pay out? So again, they're looking for how much commission they made on this sale. You're taking that 2.5%. It's a percent. You have to make it a decimal, so you have to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So you get 0.025, and you are timesing it by 850, the total sale. All right, and that's going to give you how much commission they actually made or that he will have to pay out. All right, local sales tax is 7.5%. If John buys a new shirt for $24, what is the total cost of the shirt? So again, the total cost of the shirt, we're paying 100% for the shirt. So we also need to add on 7.5% sales tax because sales tax gets added on. So over to the side, I like to just show how I got that. That's 100 plus 7.5, and you should get 107.5%. Please change that to a decimal by moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. You need to do that. So 1, 2, put a decimal point in, and then you're timesing it by that $24. You need to make sure also you're showing your work. If you're not showing your work, Mrs. Dolph is not going to give you any credit. All right, last two questions. Michael buys a hamburger for $2.50, a drink for $1, and fries for $1.50. All right, if his sales tax is 8%, how much is his whole meal? So we're looking for the total cost of the meal. We first have to add up his hamburger, his dollar drink, and his fries. Add those all up. You know we're going to pay 100% for that, but we also need to add on 100 plus 8, which will give us 108%. You then need to move the decimal 2 places to the left, and then you're timesing or multiplying that decimal by your total cost, which will give us the total cost of our meal. All right. The last problem, a meal at the Pizza Barn is $35. If taxes are 9% and they leave a 15% tip, what is the total cost of the meal? Tax and tip are both calculated on the original food cost. So what you're going to do first is you're going to do this one first. So you're going to do $35, and you can times it by, you got to make this a decimal. Oops, I'm on the highlighter. So you got to first times this by 1, 2, by 0.09. So you're going to multiply 35 by 0.09 and see what you get. Then you're going to multiply 35 times 0.15 and see what you get. And then you're going to add together the cost of the meal. So that's the $35. Then you have to add whatever you got for the tax. So how much was the tax that you calculated, this times this. And then you're going to also add what you got for the tip. So whatever you got for 0.15 times 35. You're going to add those 3 things together, and that will give you the total cost of the meal. If you actually listen to this video, it definitely helps, and you should get 100%. I did not show you all the answers, and you have to show all your work. Thanks, and I'll catch you on the flip side.